7 News is on your side tonight, and 5 years after our I-Team's Lisa Fletcher first revealed harmful heavy metals in baby food and infant formula, a growing number of states are no longer waiting for the federal government to act.
And that includes Maryland, where senior investigator Lisa Fletcher's reporting helped spark one of the first in the nation laws to protect babies. And now that movement is spreading.
I am a mother, I'm a woman, I work with some badass women, excuse my French.
From Maryland to California to Vermont, Virginia, and New York, a new generation of lawmakers, many of them mothers themselves, are pushing to close a gap the federal government has left open. Lead, arsenic, cadmium, toxic heavy metals linked to harming developing brains, yet still without enforceable limits for baby food and infant formula.
I think becoming a mother has made me much stronger. It's also made me much more direct in terms of the impact that an industry like infant formula and baby food has on children. I mean, it is real.
New York State Assembly member Emerita Torres, a mom of two, spearheaded a first-of-its-kind bill that just passed both houses. It doesn't just require that infant formula be tested for toxic heavy metals. It requires the results be made public and would stop the sale of formula if unsafe levels are found.
I think what's important is that parents and families and just consumers are aware of what's in their food. That's not a huge ask when we're thinking about what families pay to feed their children and, you know, the profits that industry is making.
If the bill is signed, New York's health department will set those limits, something the FDA has yet to do, despite its own scientific evaluation confirming that heavy metals remain present in formula.
There's a lot of federal inaction here, and states should be stepping up.
And they are.
You don't have to be a chemist to want to protect your children.
It started in Maryland, where Delegate Denny Taveras led the effort to pass Rudy's Law in 2024.
House Bill 97, Senate Bill 723, Rudy's Law,
requiring baby food testing and public disclosure. This year, she tried to expand those same protections to infant formula, but the industry's largest lobbying group pushed back, successfully stripping key protective language from the bill.
Why would they be opposed to your bill?
That's a great question.
So, Taveras began working with lawmakers in other states. And then, she says something changed.
They were very reticent to provide these numbers of how much heavy metals or what they were trying to meet, what were the benchmarks they were trying to meet when they produced their infant formulas or their cereals. They were not very forthcoming here in Maryland. However, when they went to California, that changed.
Why?
Because I think the reporting you did basically highlighted them and given the level of embarrassment.
Whether it was public scrutiny, pressure from lawmakers, or both, Taveras says the manufacturers who once refused to discuss their test results suddenly became willing to share them. And the movement continues to grow. Vermont has now passed similar legislation. New York is poised to follow. California is considering its own version. And Taveras plans to bring her bill back to Maryland next session.
More to come?
More to come.
All right, so Lisa, what does the formula industry have to say about all of this?
Well, we'd like to know. Our attempts to contact the largest group representing the infant formula industry went unanswered. We've also asked the FDA if it will set enforceable limits for heavy metals in infant formula, and the FDA still has not responded.
All right, so Maryland and Delegate Taveras, in a lot of ways, have been leaders on this, right?
Absolutely, yeah.
What happens on the state front?
So Delegate Taveras continues to work to strengthen Maryland's laws, as well as work behind the scenes with lawmakers in other states, including California and New York. I reached out to New York's Governor Hochul about her intentions and was told that she is going to look at this, and she has until the end of the year to sign Emerita Torres's bill into law. Now, obviously, New York, like Carolina, or like California rather, is pivotal for the rest of the country, because when it creates laws that set boundaries for industry, typically other states benefit from that, Scott.
Yeah, and we'll just have to see who decides to take action and then if other dominoes fall as a result, right?
Absolutely, and I can tell you that Delegate Taveras will not be stopping. She's made that very clear.
Yeah, got a piece of that there in the story. We could tell. Hey, look, if you want to see more about Lisa's fantastic reporting on the safety of infant formula and baby food, just go to our website, WJLA.com.